Hey, how's it
Who's
going,
Doomfist
everybody?
right here?
I'm the Usurper, and welcome to Let's Talk Gaming, a new segment we're doing, where think of it sort of like the round table. We sit around, we talk about subjects that I propose. The rules are simple.
Yeah, we have
Just
one girl too,
nobody
so
be
that's
a
definitely
dick.
like the round table.
Nobody be a dick and try not to talk over each other.
So,
This ain't CNN. We're not a bunch of old farts arguing about subjects we
I
know
thought
nothing
you said
about.
it was like CNN, you asshole.
I'm
Ow.
trying.
It is,
I'm
but it's
trying
also
to
Great
not.
talk
start.
here.
You literally,
Great start.
you
Alright.
fucking
Tyler.
lied to us.
Yes, John.
You started off by lying.
Interesting facts. According to Dr. Shelley, now this is a professional doctor with a PhD
Ow.
and everything. She has her own website. The clitoris is really a penis.
Okay, do we really need
Sorry.
to know that?
Yeah, okay.
This is a
That's
great
not
start.
going to be on the
Is this how we're
subject
starting
list,
this
but
stream?
why not?
This is
We'll call it even and roll with it.
The clitoris
No,
comes
you
from the
fucking
same
hook.
embryonic tissue as a penis. During the development phase, approximately 12 weeks, the genitalia decide whether or not they're going to become a penis or a labia based on the chromosomes.
Are we even
It
playing
was
video
dealt.
games?
This is supposed to be called Let's Talk Gaming,
What
not
the-
Let's Talk Dick.
let's talk anatomy.
Its components are similar to a penis as well. It has
Hit
a
me, I
gland,
dare you, Mara.
a foreskin, aka the hood,
Okay,
erectile
John, that's
tissue.
That's
Good
quite
job,
enough.
Jack.
Good job, John.
Shit.
Ah, goddammit.
There, I killed him.
All right.
Well, Mara,
So,
you
let's-
were saying something about topics?
Yeah. Our first subject of the night comes from a slight observation I had this afternoon. And Batman, shut up. Don't say anything because I know how you're going to respond. Wait your turn. The first subject of the night is Destiny versus Overwatch. Specifically, the Iron Banner, or Iron Banana, depending on who you ask, versus the Junkenstein's Revenge Halloween event. The observation I made this afternoon was, for seemingly no reason, the Iron Banner was planned for this week at the same time as Junkenstein. My observation was simple. Was it planned? Was it sheer coincidence, or was it Destiny
Oh no, you
giving
fucking
you
hacked
the
me!
you either play this or you play that? And Overwatch doing the same. Point being, let's begin. John, you get to go first.
Aw.
Oh god, not the
Well, Junkenstein is basically a horde mode, whereas Iron Dildo is just a player versus player based event.
Is it really called Iron Dildo?
So
No, it's called Iron Banner. But
Amazing name.
people like to call it
But,
things like Iron Dildo and Iron Banana. But point.
well, the main difference is one is PvP, one is PvE. So I'd have to go with PvE.
Okay? But also, what about the timing? That's the observation I
Oh,
made.
my
is that
game's
the
done.
timing seemed to release it just
That's
a little too convenient.
yeah, that's actually a really good point because it is Tuesday and Destiny
Aw,
updates
Jesus.
every Tuesday. So I'd have to say Overwatch, Blizzard, they did that on purpose. I'd have to say that they did that on purpose. Within all the update schedules, I've never seen it be on one specific day. Destiny always updates on Tuesday, so that's understandable.
Very valid point.
Good news.
Star, why don't you go next? Batman, I'm saving yours for near the end because I just know you all too well, and I'm going to love how yours comes out.
I think it's a smart
It's a
play.
baby crying
If
noise.
I were Destiny.
Thank you. I have a freaking big soundboard here, so I'm gonna be doing it throughout the entire stream.
Glorious, but go ahead, Star.
Please do.
No!
Please do.
That makes me really happy.
Bats, I am
I
begging
believe
you to.
Star was.
Guys, let's Star talk.
Yeah, Star, you're up.
No, I think that it's definitely suspect. I think it's just smart marketing. You know, like they're the new kids on the block. You definitely want your audience to grow, and I think they're trying to, especially with Destiny being like what, the second week they're out, second or third,
I think fourth, actually.
I think this is
Fourth?
fourth.
the
Fourth
fourth
or
week.
fifth?
This is fourth week.
Either way.
Fourth week where it's like there's a lot of things going on because I think this is the fourth week of the raid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and the raid started the week after, so it'd be the 5th week of the game, I think.
The 5th week of the raid, yeah.
Ow.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, there's also heroic modes out too.
No, it's not. Heroic mode got
Oh!
canceled until
Oh.
the 18th because everybody was a cheater, pumpkin, bitch face.
Oh, I believe that.
I mean,
Definitely a nice expression you got there.
that's actually a subject
Yeah, I
we're
got
going to
that from
talk
a
about
YouTuber.
after this. But Muddy, why don't you go next if Star's done?
The timing I think was honestly, yes, of course it's planned because if Destiny always releases their stuff at 2 p.m. Pacific time on a Tuesday, like that's pretty well known. Overwatch, while has been fairly regimented with their updates and their changes and the times it renews, it's never been on a Tuesday, so it's got to be kind of intentional. And I think Overwatch might be aware that some of their players are going to Destiny, and so they want to pull them back in a way.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Even though I really don't think they honestly live really happily together because they're two very different.
And let's not forget
ideas
that
of two
Blizzard is
different-
handling the PC Destiny, so it's obvious that they would coordinate, at least in some ways.
Right. And that also might actually have something to do with it since they are handling the PC, that they might just like say, hey, we should start syncing up our our release times. And so that might be intentional to start that as a precedent as well. So I don't think it's bad. I just think that's kind of how it goes down.
No, you just drove your rip tire right by me, whoever that was.
All right, Bats, why don't we go?
Did I
to you,
really?
Because
Son of a
yours is going to
bitch.
be one of the best ones of the night. I can tell.
Stop doing that shit.
Well, as a person,
I didn't mean to
person
interject
who
that.
loves, as a person who absolutely loves Destiny. By the way, I just got the Mercy skin. As a person who loves Destiny
Ass.
and has a love-hate relationship with Overwatch because of certain other streamers I played with. Mara knows these streamers.
Personal reasons.
Oh, yes.
Personal
Oh, yes.
reasons.
Personal reasons too. But I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go with what you said on this. It does seem very suspect. Yes, they are working together now. Ooh, gold skin. Invisible. But I don't trust it. I mean, I played Iron Banner this week. And God, I'm gonna probably kill myself saying this, but I don't like how it is.
I haven't done it yet. That's another thing we have to do.
It's coin. It's like every other fucking thing in the game. It's coin based. You get 5 for winning and 2 for losing,
That's
and
frustrating.
you don't get reward. Do not get rewards when you win.
All
It's
right,
not,
makes
it's
sense.
not dropping the Iron Banner shit.
Ignore
And
that.
it's
Ignore
sad.
that.
Sad for me because oh, you had such a hard time in Destiny 1. I'm so sorry. Here,
All right. Well, Bats, we'll come back to you on that one because I was actually going to bring up the topic of the game and their PvP, but we'll get to that when we come
well,
to
that's
it.
my whole opinion. I was
Can
done.
I,
with that.
Why
Wow.
don't you
Bring
go
something
next?
up here for my own opinion.
Go ahead.
It's not
I mean,
me.
I
I
thought-
think it's.
Yeah, it was me, Luda.
Okay. Go ahead.
Everyone's mic
Well,
is
what I
lagging
was
like
noticing
really
myself is
Streaming.
from the past. Actually, I've noticed, at least for me, it seems like Overwatch has been updating mainly on Tuesdays. Like every time I hear of a new update coming out, I hear it releasing on a Tuesday or a Monday. For the most part, actually, is what I've seen.
I know in past it's been Mondays, and so I thought it was odd. Fuck you, Mara. Oh, that's Luda. Damn it.
Don't worry, Doc. I'll be
I-
in there soon.
No, you can fuck out of here, Roadhog. You're not doing
Batman,
that
I
to
haven't
me
seen you at
again.
all. It's kind of sad.
I'm
I
sorry.
think
I'm
it's
doing.
odd
I'm
that it
doing
was-
something.
Doing something or doing someone?
I mean, I hope it's both.
He's doing something
Um,
while he's doing someone.
I'm just looking at
Ooh.
I'm just looking at all the characters who got a Halloween skin this year.
Check out Torbjorn's.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn
Corsair.
it, Jewish.
I'll be back.
Oh,
I'll be
she's
back.
a pirate.
So, Jewish, you're up. What do you have to say on the matter?
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna say is an extremely biased opinion because I absolutely hate Destiny.
Honestly, you're
Um.
no one's saying you're not allowed to have a biased opinion.
Kill yourself.
Ah!
Batman's being a representation of Destiny. Kill yourself
but
now.
But also, I would like to say that as someone who is a huge Bungie fan, I was very unhappy with Destiny, and I'm very unhappy with Destiny 2. Now, that being said, I do think, yes, those dates are completely linked up because Overwatch is losing a lot of players. Personally, I'm one of them. I'm getting tired of Overwatch, and a lot of people are too. So, of course, they're going to release stuff like coincide together because they have to get their money. That's just how it's going to work, especially if people keep wanting more updates for each of those games and more DLCs. They're going to need money to fund them. So, yeah, dude, it's completely together. That's just what I
Still
think.
muddy.
Also,
Leave me
if you
alone!
play Destiny, you should go shoot yourself in the fucking foot. But, you know, that's just me.
Bravo.
Especially if you pre-ordered it.
Well, there goes half of Mars fan base right there because some of them probably play Destiny.
Well, sorry, guys.
Well, I mean, this is honestly
Ooh.
meant to be the kind of thing that both communities can watch and kind of look at, you know?
Now the
Not
people who
asking
don't
people to pick
understand.
sides. I'm not asking people to be a douche. I'm saying, say what you think.
But I like.
If I
Rudy,
can
you're up.
actually bring in something from another community, actually, that I was heavily a part of here, this is sounding a lot like the same conversation that happened once Destiny released between Borderlands and Destiny as well.
I win.
Really?
The same discussion happened between the two being what you would call competitive, even though for the most part they actually
Oh, it's so
coexisted
laggy.
pretty, what's the word, pretty easily. They coexisted pretty well together. So I feel like while Overwatch is losing some people to Destiny 2, what we also got to realize is a big part of why they're doing it is because Destiny 2 is new, it's shiny, it's what people,
agreed.
it's something new.
100%.
Why Overwatch is,
One for saying this game.
other than the updates,
I want to
it's
take a
kind of
break and play
recycled.
something else. Even I took
Yeah,
the first
but
2
in the
weeks.
I mean,
of
it's been out a
Overwatch,
year,
Overwatch.
Overwatch always ends up getting, though, its player base back pretty quickly. Like, its player base will leave, then people will get tired
I
of
mean,
another
hell,
game,
look
come
at
back to Overwatch.
look at the summer event where people couldn't literally get into it because there were so many. Excuse me,
Is
there
that
were
Cthulhu?
so.
This is true. This is also
That
true.
is a Cthulhu, yes.
That's Cthulhu!
There was so many players that you couldn't
Wait,
get
what do you mean
into
Cthulhu?
the summer events.
He's
Zenyatta
talking about the
skin.
Zenyatta skin. Zenyatta got a skin that's
Dude,
themed to
everyone
Cthulhu.
loves Cthulhu.
Hey, Call of
I thought that was
Cthulhu,
a
Dark
dope
Corners of the
choice. It
Earth,
was awesome.
amazing game. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm coming in. By
Old
the way.
game, but it's a fun game.
Well,
Okay.
that's exactly how I feel about the Overwatch thing. Is while yes, it's like holy shit, they're possibly losing their fan base. It's also like, well, we've seen this unfold with a very popular franchise being Borderlands. Me myself, firsthand. But the thing I've noticed is most communities will always run like Borderlands 2 is 5 years old, and it's still got new players coming daily, new things being figured out. Still, this late down the line. And shit like that. I feel like people will always flock back to Overwatch, like, because it's gonna be one of those games that won people over. Aesthetically, being such a beautiful game, mechanics-wise, being such a fun and versatile game with a lot more game modes now. So I feel like it might lose some people for now, but once the hype dies down, we'll truly see like how much they're really losing a fan base.
That's honestly a good point. The way I was
Agreed.
looking at it during when I first had the observation, honestly, I'll admit the observation came to me kind of randomly when one of our other friends, who's not here right now, Walk, pointed out that he was playing Iron Banner. I was like, wait, that's now? Because I don't follow Destiny to the same extent as I do Overwatch, so I mostly rely on Batman and the others to let me know when something big is happening. Because they talk about it or they say something, and I'm like, oh, that's going on. Okay. That kind of thing. Like, I didn't even know the raid released until Batman was like, yeah, that's this week. So. But when I had the observation... God, I'm losing my train of thought, trying not to get killed here, but...
I know. That was so
that's strange. Was that planned? Was that just a
Fuck off,
random...
Hanzo!
And I honestly felt like it was planned. Not so he released Iron Banner to keep people from going back to Overwatch, but more that the two are working together closely because it's Blizzard and Bungie. I thought that it was interesting.
Scared me so much.
The timing was just way too coincidental for me. You know, because obviously when Destiny came out, like we've all said, a lot of people left because Destiny 2 is new, it's shiny, it's something nobody's played yet. And I'll admit, I myself, not the biggest Destiny fan,
Go
I
away!
still left Overwatch and didn't barely touch it for a good 2 weeks.
Oh god.
It came out.
Good dodge, buddy.
I was
Good
in the
dodge.
same boat. I definitely
That was my first
took Destiny's intro as a way to take a break from Destiny, when Destiny came out, take a break from Overwatch. But ouch. I really do think the parties are a little overly concerned, because here's the thing: Destiny doesn't really have any new content coming out till December about. And
Yeah.
get fucked, Luda.
Shouldn't have been cocky.
And because of that, like, there's a point at which Destiny's just, it's going to be the same thing. Everyone goes in, runs the raid once a week, gets their gear, and then calls it good.
The fuck was that,
And-
Junkrat?
But I do think that Overwatch will continue to have new things for its fan base, and so I don't know why they really need to fight over each other, because
I wouldn't say so much that the games fight over each other as much as the community does, because
Fan
let's
base.
face it,
I
we're,
agree.
we're,
Yeah,
we're
that's
gamers.
absolutely true.
We're gamers. We fight about things. We're very abrasive with our opinions. I mean, I can think of a multitude of times where a
Goddamn
gaming
Mark
community of players was responsible for a large amount of things that happened. And Destiny and Overwatch are no
Well
different.
played.
The fan bases are both incredibly defensive. They can both be incredibly toxic, but they can also be good at times. I'll just use it as an example. You may be familiar with him, but are you familiar with the YouTube channel I Hate Everything?
No.
Yes.
Oh
He's
my god, you're gonna bring up his video? I agree. Yes.
Yep. Well, what I'm getting at here is
Oh my god.
he's basically a guy, he talks shit about literally everything. And
But he means it in a joking way, though.
oh yeah, he does make a joke out of it. It's a spectacle. He does it to be funny, but he also shares his realistic opinion while doing it. And basically what he said was he already knew while
God damn
making
it.
his video about Destiny 2 that he was going to get a lot of backlash from Destiny fans.
That's my health pack.
He did. Just a quick look of the comments.
He got a lot of backlash, yeah.
Oh
He
yes,
did not
it was
deserve most of that
blatantly obvious
backlash.
that the backlash was massive just within the first 2 comments. It's not a bad thing,
That was a
but it
waste.
is, and this comes from another YouTuber I recently watched his Destiny video on, was B Dolphins something. I don't know what his name is.
You didn't see me saying no.
He he talked about how he likes Destiny, but he hates its community, and how he had a lot of hope for it, but he's pretty much done after Destiny 2. And he makes some very valid points, and I can't blame him for that, for the points he makes.
Oh my god.
Like, I can't say that I agree with everything he said, but I can't say that he's entirely wrong about all of it. So
Can I put my 2 cents in this part? It's... Oh, okay, go ahead, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go bring your 2 cents.
Oh,
Yes,
I thought you
P-Man.
said wait 2 seconds.
Oh, no, I said by all means.
I played Destiny since Alpha and Destiny 1, like, where Hunters were more overpowered than everybody thought. Titans were like fuck Mario by Rocket. Freaking where
Get out here, Batman, with your
Titans were-
bullshit fair shit.
it's
about that.
more. I can't really say it's gonna die out. I could say it's gonna die
Please
a lot
don't
fucking
solo
faster.
ult.
I think Destiny's gonna die a lot faster if they don't get that content out before. Because this Destiny seems like a cookie cutter version. Like, hey, look, we did this all for you. Love us now. Look at all the gear that's dropping. You can't say gear doesn't drop for us
Fuck.
anymore. Where it still doesn't. It's all coin based, and that's not what Destiny was. It was more of an RNG, and you took the RNG out of the fucking game when you did that.
Batman and I regularly made jokes about sacrificing chickens to RNGesus. We did.
Yeah, we would make
Apparently
jokes
Star
about
liked that.
sacrificing chickens.
Are those really good?
I would make a
Huh?
joke. Oh, yeah, a joke about sacrificing a chicken. I would make a joke about saying, "Oh, I sent dick pics at Bungie to get the drops." But at the same time, it's
fuck.
like
One of my
Dick
favorites.
pics to
it's not the
Bungie.
same. It's not the same thing. It's not the same Destiny that I kind of fell in love with. This one is like a. small rehashed version of something.
It's like
seems
the
more like
fan
a-
version of Destiny that you would want, as
Yeah,
opposed
but
to
at the
the
same
actual
time-
Destiny, like an actual sequel.
Yeah, and then all those fans got involved, and it's like,
It's
hey,
basically
look,
a DLC.
That
Yep.
was going to be my next point, was that Destiny 2 to
This
me
is all too
felt more
familiar.
like a glorified DLC than a full-blown sequel. And for me, that's a problem because that's not just a Destiny thing. That is a problem with the industry itself. But we'll talk.
That's a
Now,
whole
while-
nother conversation.
May
Ah,
I say
crap,
something in
crap,
this?
so
Once
dead.
again, bringing a standpoint in from another community that, once again, is going to be the Borderlands community, but this is sounding very familiar. So, with Destiny
it's
2,
hacked.
what it sounds like for the most part, people are saying this game is going to have to sell itself solely on the DLC. And
This is worth noting. Luda
this-
has not yet played Destiny 2, but he does intend on
Yes,
playing
that's why I'm saying. I do, but
I'll help you out there.
funds. But the whole thing I'm getting at is this is a legit Borderlands. Has everybody here heard or played of Borderlands pre-sequel?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I have.
No, I didn't bother.
The
know
game,
I played 1 and 2.
the game was absolutely
Same.
not that good. But the DLC, the Claptastic Voyage, was actually probably the best DLC I've ever played for any game. It was amazing, story-wise, loot-wise, everything. And
Wow.
it brought
I had
it literally saved the game, is what people said. And it's true. Now, what it's sounding like for Destiny 2, of it being a complete cookie cutter, I can't speak today, cookie cutter version of Destiny 1, sounds like it's going to have the same problem as Borderlands pre-sequel, where it's going to sell itself solely on DLC, or it's going to flop.
and that's
Like, not
my
flop, but not be as popular as they would have hoped.
Well, so I'll bring in another community, and this isn't video games, this is card games, but
Hey, by all means,
Magic
we want to
Magic the
be able to
Gathering
make possible here.
Magic the Gathering's been around for like as long as I've been up. It was started printing in 1993 and it's still going. And honestly, it's the same game that came out in 1993
I
that
didn't even
is now.
That
was the last
Stop
fail. That was it.
And if you want to consider it like DLCs, like every set that comes out is just a new DLC for people to play with the same game. But the fan base is always going to be there because I really do think that it's one of those things that Destiny, Overwatch, things like that, even though they're new, they came out with such a high percentage and they're doing so well at a world level where they're getting
We played
major tournaments and they're getting a lot of people. Like I think it's one of those things that I don't know. I think they freak out because they lose people here and there, and like people drop out every once in a while. And I don't think
yes.
there's a reason to. Like I think they all kind of just honestly need to take a breath and realize that their fan base is still going to be there.
Oh yeah, that has to do.
Now,
with
here
Not
I
that
com-
much of it.
if I may, that has to
Here
do
I
with the point that was brought to my attention while watching. I'll admit it. I binge watch a lot of videos. If there's a subject and I start watching the video on it, I'll probably watch more while I'm at it to get a few different angles. But one point, another video I was watching by another tuber, again, I'll admit it, not a big fan of the guy, but his videos caught my attention for a few minutes anyway. He made a good point that Destiny 2 is relying primarily on its PR. The fan base will always be there. Everyone who's a big fan of Destiny, and Bungie in particular, isn't going to go anywhere, They're going to stick around as long as the game's around. And part of it has to do with the composer, Martin. There was a lawsuit going on after a few events where he was feeling like he was getting screwed over by Destiny, and Bungie in particular, and he actually won his lawsuit now. And basically in the articles that was published on the matter by Activision and Bungie in particular, they tried to spin it like they weren't doing anything wrong when it was clear that they were screwing him and just to screw him. And he called them on it.
Stupid gal.
That kind of thing. But they spun it in a way that made it seem like they weren't the bad guy, they just weren't in the right. So much as... how I want to word this. So much as they know they were wrong, but they won't fully admit to what they did wrong. And he talked about it being a PR stunt. They made it look like Martin was doing something wrong too, when the matter that they used as that was taken care of long beforehand. But go ahead to whoever had some point they wanted to make.
It's kind of a little bit sad of what Destiny's doing. Go ahead.
Actually, no, let him.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's DuZerper here. I'd like to thank you for watching, but this episode is getting a little bit long, and we do get a little bit off track here into another subject. So I'm going to have to cut this off, but please stay tuned, because tomorrow we will be bringing you part 2, or if you're watching this at a later time, obviously it'll be already out. But don't forget to check out the playlist. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. There's plenty more to come from both me and the rest of my friends with the Let's Talk Gaming segments.